Mr. Speaker, it should be noted to the public that this is a follow-up to that, because Article 202 of the Constitution, sub-Article 2, requires, and we had a premonition, a situation where that mainstay documentation of sharing revenue, we could share revenue with county governments, between county governments and national government, and then perhaps there could be more money required to do more functions. And Mr. Speaker, you know these functions could be affected by in two ways. Either under Schedule 4, where a function has been given to counties and there is less money following them, which is the fight we have been fighting in this House, especially because most of these functions are naturally not costed. And we need to cost these functions to make sure that we have got the right metrics and the right calculus that can be able to ensure that national government functions are run within the amount of money that they need, just as the county functions. But, Mr. Speaker, you also know that under that article, the visioning was that under Article 187 of the Constitution, there could also be a possibility that county government might get additional responsibilities by the national government to be able to undertake those functions that national government is supposed to do. So, for instance, Mr. Speaker, you remember at the beginning of our term, the President made some pronouncements around the issue of building industrial park as something that could stimulate the economy by having a number of industrial parks across the country. In fact, to be specific, 47 of them, that each county should have an industrial park. Now, an industrial park is not something that is explicitly a function of county government, but it is something that the national government, through its agenda, was thinking of introducing, and therefore came up with this idea that counties can contribute, national government can contribute. That's a pseudo allocation of function, basically to county government. Because what ended up happening is that Article 187, therefore, is evoked by that presidential pronouncement that then brings counties to do something like that. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, you end up having those functions going back to counties, Mr. Speaker, and then money must then follow it. So this bill is a bill that then would allow the national government to add additional resources to counties in areas such as those. And Mr. Speaker, there are many that we have seen in the passing of legislations that then gives the burden of concurrence between national government and the county government. We know that when we were in Turkana the last time we went for what we call Senate Mashinani, we passed a bill in both houses of parliament, and of course specifically to Senate, we passed a bill on what we call community health promoters. And that act of parliament ended up creating section, column B in the second schedule of that particular act that required that county governments should have a 50% share with the national government so that national government would contribute to the stipend of community health care promoters, and then county governments would contribute 50%. Again, this is an area that then necessitated the idea of being able to have an additional allocation, Mr. Speaker. If you remember also, we had the conditional allocation for the construction of county headquarters, which again, this is a function that the national government had committed to. And by last year, Mr. Speaker, we had committed to about 18 counties. My own county of Migori, Mr. Speaker, received already above 111 million, which we fought for in the last 2 financial years to make sure that we could be able to get. I talked about KIPES, the County Aggregation and Industrial Parks. That was a program that was set forth by column D of the second schedule of this particular bill, Mr. Speaker. Now, that said, Mr. Speaker, we know very well that apart from the dictates of Article 202, sub-Article 2, that requires that the national government can be able to put some additional resources on its own budget, Mr. Speaker, we also do have allocations, which I would call additional funds allocated from, proceeds of loans and grants that come from other countries, Mr. Speaker. Among them, what Senator Chege has talked about, which include International Fund of Agriculture and of Agricultural Development that, is an agriculture business development program supported by those proceeds from loans and grants from our international partners and donors, and even sometimes multilateral agencies. We have those that sometimes come from World Bank. We have got those that look like FLOCA, the Climate Institute support programs that we have, and all those kind of finances that we get from our international partners, Mr. Speaker, they also form a bulk of the monies that we are putting on in this bill, and they're very important. But also, Mr. Speaker, we have got unconditional grants, which are also part of additional grants that we are passing in this bill, and mainly there are two, Mr. Speaker. One of them is the proceeds that come from court fines that emanate from contravention of county government legislations, such that when county governments, set forth the national government to collect these fines on their behalf, it only goes without saying that those proceeds must then be channeled back to those counties, Mr. Speaker. And again, this is almost an agency arrangement that we always have in a routine manner, to the extent that that routine allows for those monies to be plowed back to those specific counties that have got this arrangement with the national government. To the extent, again, that some counties might not actually have that arrangement with the county government, or might actually not have courts that, have got those fines within their precedence. And in some cases also, Mr. Speaker, the legislations might be lacking in those counties that might not be featured in column A of this particular bill. And lastly, Mr. Speaker, the unconditional allocations that goes to beneficiary counties with regards to mineral royalties. And again, this is an arrangement that is well stipulated under Section 183 of the Mining Act, read together with the regulations that were established and are very well articulated in column B of this first schedule here, Mr. Speaker. And again, those royalties, Mr. Speaker, we know that there is three categories. There is those that are supposed to remain in the community. There is 20%, which is what is in this bill, that's supposed to go to the county government. And then there is 70% that's supposed to go to the national government, Mr. Speaker. So with that, Mr. Speaker, I want to appreciate the tenacity and the effort that has been put by the Committee on Finance and Budget in terms of just being able to scrutinize what was forwarded forth by the National Assembly, to the extent that those particular additional allocations to county governments in those four different categories that I've mentioned have been very well articulated. And Mr. Speaker, this is one of those efforts that is fundamental duty of this Senate in terms of just making sure that counties do get enough and adequate resources to be able to conduct their functions, to be able to provide services and, opportunities to our people at the county levels. In fact, Mr. Speaker, by passing this bill, Mr. Speaker, in this House today, or should it happen next week, if the debates today will not allow for division, Mr. Speaker, in Migori alone, we will be unlocking a lot of money to Migori County. The additional allocation that I've talked about that are unconditional additional allocation to the Migori County government, Mr. Speaker, we will have on court fines alone, the money that will go to Migori County, Mr. Speaker, here, I can see that the total additional allocations from court fines will be about 974,000. That is money that we are allocating to Migori County. And Mr. Speaker, Migori County is the bedrock of serious mining activities. If you go to Makalda, Nyatike constituency, and you go to Masara, which is partly lying in Nyatike constituency, and mining activities goes all the way to Suna West constituency, Mr. Speaker, in Migori County, you will be impressed by the level of gold that comes from Migori County. If you also go to Rongo constituency, there is serious deposits of alluvial gold in Rongo constituency. Recently, Mr. Speaker, in Kuria West, a place called Keancha, we have just realized that there's a lot of deposit of gold in that area, which currently is predominantly an artisanal mining in that area, and facing a lot of challenges in terms of just revenue to the main people who matter, the young people and women and men who are always in these mines trying to make a living out of this. Royalties do come from these places, Mr. Speaker, and it's only important that those royalties that come from the organizations around this mining in Migori County go back to our county to serve our people. And in this bill that we are passing today here, it will interest the people of Migori to know that under those additional allocations for unconditional additional allocations for minerals, 20% that will go to Migori County is a whooping 3.125 million that will go to Migori County. And this is very important to announce the people of Migori, because we as people from Migori must and will always have a way to benefit from these mineral royalties. So that, Mr. Speaker, the total amount that we are sending in terms of unconditional allocation, addition to what we had given Migori County in the main vertical share revenue of about 9 billion, is another 3.6 million on unconditional additional allocations that constitute court fines and constitute mineral royalties alone. Mr. Speaker, further to that, it will be important that the people of Migori also take notice that apart from court fines and the issue of mineral royalties, there is conditional additional allocation from national government share that has to go to Migori County, which I hope that the county government will use prudently. These monies, one of them, it goes towards the arrears of county health care workers. This was a big issue, Mr. Speaker, that made me for the first time since I came to this house, I was thrown out of Senate when I was fighting for healthcare workers. And I was very, very categorical that there is no way national government will take the payroll of healthcare workers to county governments and not follow it with adequate resources to make them perform their functions. It is here today that in Migori County, we are sending 27 million to go and pay county healthcare workers in Migori County through this bill. So it is important that people of Migori County take note that the effort for fighting for healthcare workers was not in vain, because in this bill, if we pass it as is, Migori County will get 27,687,815 shillings. I think that is very important. We also have community health promoters who have been crying in Migori County that they haven't gotten money. Mr. Speaker, we are sending 88.38 million towards community health care workers, so that the total conditional allocation that we are sending to Migori County from this alone is about 116 million when we pass this bill. It's very important, and I would encourage senators to also look into their respective counties. I know Senator Kajiwang is in the House. There are a lot of money we are sending to Oma Bay County through the effort of Senator Kajiwang I'm seeing Senator Mungatana in the House, and many other good senators that are in the House now. Senator Obusia is here. We are sending serious additional money to counties through passing this bill. And that's an effort that is the most critical effort that we are having in this House, sending money to counties. Hopefully our governors will take note and make prudent use of these monies that we are sending to them. Mr. Speaker, it is also important to note that we are sending further 292 million to Migori County for a variety of functions that are in the category that I talked about, loans and grants from World Bank to do specific programs. For instance, there is a program here that we are sending money for Migori called the Aquaculture Business Development Project. Migori County falls under Blue Economy, which was a place that the president, the former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga, and the Minister for Blue Economy spent time just before Madaraka Day, Mr. Speaker, trying to pump money in that economy, that blue economy. Now, Mr. Speaker, we as senators in this bill will be sending to Migori County 12 million to go and support that blue economy and agriculture. There is also the Kenya Development Support Program. This one is mostly for urban initiatives. We are sending there 37 million to Migori County. And Mr. Speaker, we also have here the National Agricultural Value Chain Development Project. This is a very important one to me, Mr. Speaker, because where we are going to take a swath of young people to be able to get opportunities for development is by building cottage industries within the agri space. And in Migori alone, we are sending to the county government of Migori 231 million to start building those value chains, to start building those cottage industries, to start enabling proper value chain industry in the agricultural center in Migori County, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, primary health care has been one area that has been really affected by a number of issues, including medicine, that is a problem. Panadol is a problem sometimes to get in our hospitals. Aspirin. Medicine has been a very big problem. We are sending to Migori 10 million, so that a total of 292 million is going to Migori County.